Hey Kaiser, welcome back to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Back at it for a brand new chapter. In this year 7, this is going to be chapter 44. 44. We have to go to the training grounds and talk to the Circle of Kana about Olivia's memories. Basically what we got to do is we have to figure out what's going on. If you watch the previous chapter, you'll find out what's going on. It's pretty interesting, actually. Thanks for coming, everyone. I wanted to update you on our investigation into Professor Green. As we know, when Professor Green was a student here, she was known as an associate of R. Who isn't these days? That's true. Could be any of us. We could be someone of our... Come on, everyone. Let Casey speak. As I was saying, something about Professor Green's memory just isn't adding up. I'll tell you what doesn't add up. Us listening to you as if the last few days never happened. You're just trying to dodge dealing with the fact that your dad is the head of R. Deny and defend, acknowledge the possibility, completely agree. No, because I told everybody about my dad being the head of R. I didn't have to do that. If I was really trying to deny it, then I wouldn't have told anybody in the first place. I'm not trying to judge anything, Ben. Professor Green would be the key to learning the truth about R. We know that you worked with them, and we know that something's wrong with her memory. Finding out what really happened to her, then, is absolutely crucial to our mission. How are we going to get justice for Rowan's death if the one responsible is always inviting you to lunch? That's enough, Ben. We don't know for sure if Casey's dad was responsible for Rowan's death. He claims that Ray Pick was acting on her own, but, well, we still don't know who to trust. Which is why we need to find out the truth about Professor Green's memories. When I spoke with her last, Professor Green had nothing but good memories from her time at Hogwarts. It was only when I pressed her that she remembered Duncan's death, and even then she got a key fact wrong. What did she get wrong? Professor Green claims that Duncan died after being dared to drink a powerful draught of living death. But I know that he died after being pressured by R to brew an unstable, erumpent potion. The potion that killed one of her good friends. That doesn't sound like something you would just forget. Exactly, and what's more, Professor Green barely remembers Ray Pick at all. It's too suspicious. Ray Pick even mentioned that something was hidden in her office when I ran into her in Azkaban. The vials labeled OG we found in Professor Green's office must have been what Ray Pick was referring to. OG? Olivia Green! If those vials contain Professor Green's memories of Hogwarts, we have to see them for ourselves. But who could have tampered with her memories? That's not something just anyone can do. She removed them herself, Ray Pick removed them, an agent of R removed them. I mean, it could be any of them, we have no idea. Ben could have done it for all we know. Probably not. But we have no idea right now. We'll go with the obvious. Professor Ray Pick could have been the one to tamper with Professor Green's memories. Jacob worked with Ray Pick when he was a student looking for the cursed vaults. Ray Pick could have worked with Professor Green as well, then erased her memories to cover her tracks. If that's the case, then Professor Green could be an ally to us. Yes, and it would also mean that her memories contain valuable information that Ray Pick was trying to hide. If the vials in Professor Green's office really contain her true memories, we have to see them for ourselves. Agreed. I've had it with not knowing who to trust, Casey. But how do we get a hold of those vials? What are we going to do? Break into her office and steal them? That's exactly what we're going to do, Liz. But didn't you almost get caught last time? Yes, so this time we'll need a proper distraction, something to keep Professor Green away from her office. Let's brainstorm a few ideas and see what sort of distraction we can come up with. Whew, that was a lot of dialogue, but at least we know what we gotta do. the exact same thing we did before. I heard a story once about someone letting a manticore loose on a Quidditch pitch. You mentioned that. Wasn't it your dad who released a manticore? Yeah. Here we go again. We're supposed to be stopping our plans, not taking ideas from them. But you've got to admit that a manticore would be quite distracting. I thought they said bro for a second, not but. Bro, you got to admit that a manticore would be quite distracting. And deadly. Manticores are dangerous. This plan is too reckless. Maybe we can use a different creature. What about Tim, the Wampus cat? The one that caused all the chaos in Hogsmeade? Tim is much calmer now. He wouldn't hurt anyone, especially if I'm around. Releasing Tim in the courtyard where Professor Green does her journaling might be enough to occupy her. But how can we be sure that no one will get hurt? Perhaps Liz, Barnaby, and I should pay Tim a visit first. Tulip and Jay, wait for me by Professor Green's office. If you go forward with Tim as a distraction, I'll join you and we'll sneak into Professor Green's office together. Tim is as gentle as a lamb, Casey, I swear. As gentle as a lamb with sharp teeth and 6 clawed paws. I know, he's amazing! Come on, Casey, let's go. I thought Ben was supposed to be super brave. Doesn't seem like it. Kind of seemed like old Ben there for a sec. Oh, there's Tim. What a cute cat. Guess we know what my thumbnail might be. There's Tim, napping as usual. He's come a long way since Hogsmeade. Kilburn's been showing Liz and I how to work with him. How does he look to you, Casey? Isn't he just the most adorable creature you've ever seen? Yes! Fearsome! He looks like a distraction. I would say the first option, and the last one. Adorable or not, he looks like he'll make quite a good distraction. Then it should be just what we need. As long as the two of you promise to keep a close eye on him, then I think we find our distraction. Yay! Don't worry, Casey, we won't let him out of our sight. With Professor Green distracted, me, Tulip, and Jay will have an opportunity to sneak into her office. We'll need a plan to lure Tim to the courtyard. Let's go over the possibilities. I'm wondering what's going to happen when we try to sneak into her office. You know? Are the vials going to still be there? Could there be something else in its place? Etc. When we needed to lure Tim out of hiding in Hogsmeade, we used a Niffler as bait. Maybe we could do the same thing this time, only if we let the Niffler run loose, Tim could end up catching it. No one wants to see a Niffler become a snack. Perhaps if one of you were holding the Niffler, then you could lure Tim without putting it at risk. That's a great idea. Can I do it? Tim and I have a special bond. I know he won't hurt me. I should be the one to hold the Niffler. If something goes wrong, I'll be too big for Tim to eat. Tim isn't going to eat anyone. What do you think, Casey? Which one of us should hold the Niffler? Liz? Barnaby? I would probably go with Barnaby, I think. Yeah, let's go with Barnaby. Barnaby, you should hold the Niffler. Your size will make it harder for Tim to swallow you if the worst happens. Thanks, Casey. I've never been so happy to be used as bait. You can borrow my invisibility cloak so that you won't attract attention while luring Tim. Liz, you stay close by. If something goes wrong, Barnaby will need your help. You got it, Casey. Just leave it to us. Barnaby and I will make the ultimate distraction. As you're distracting Professor Green, Tulip, Jay, and I will sneak into her office and get those memories. Then, we'll finally know the truth about what happened to Professor Green as a student here all these years ago. You might learn something about your dad too, like whether he's evil. Yeah, there are also like secrets we might learn from those memories. Then, what are we waiting for? Let's wake up Tim and get started. Hey Tim, Are you ready to be distracted, Tim? We'll alert him to the courtyard right away. Good. I better hurry and join Tulip and Jay by Professor Green's office. As soon as we hear that Tim has entered the courtyard, the memory heist will begin. Ah yeah, they were calling it a heist. That's what they were calling it. So it's going to take a little time, but we'll see how this is going to play out. This is actually really, really interesting. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Well, here we are. Back at the old stomping grounds. There you are, Casey. How did it go? Is Tim going to be a distraction? Help! There's a Wampus cat in the courtyard! I'll take that as a yes. Looks like the memory heist is on. You two do your thing, and I'll make sure the coast is clear. Alright, let's do this. Come on, Tulip. Let's get those memories. I'm with you, man. Oh, that's a big brain. Not as big as my brain. Well, at least the chest is still there. That's a good sign. These vials are fascinating. What kind of memories do you think they contain? Memories of Jacob and Duncan, Rake Pick and R, memories of my dad. Kind of goes back to the options before. Could be all of them. So, yeah. They might contain memories of Professor Rake Pick and other members of R. We know that Professor Green worked with R, but we don't know if she was doing it against her will. The truth about whether we can trust Professor Green could be right here in these vials. Not to mention some juicy tidbits about R that we could use to defeat them. Whatever ends up being here, these vials are old and fragile and heavy. You're right, we need to be extra careful carrying them out of here. It will take both of us. The coast, it's not clear. Ah, frick. No, it certainly must not. So there goes that plan, I guess. Olivia! That's Professor Green to you, Mr. Casey. Professor Green, it's not what it looks like. It looks like your friends broke into my office. Now explain yourselves. Immediately. Alright, I guess I'll do that then. What is this box of vials? Did you bring this in here? We didn't. This is what we came to your office to find. We believe these are memories that can be viewed in as a pensive. Memories? Whose memories? Yours. That's not possible. Olivia, Professor Green, we believe your memories have been tampered with. Tampered with? No, that's ridiculous. My memory is perfectly fine, thank you very much. But don't you feel like something is wrong? That something's missing about your memories? Stop it, you're the ones in trouble here. Don't try to talk your way out of it. Mention Duncan's death, point to her initials on the vials, accuse her of hiding something. Everybody keeps saying it's Olivia Green. It could be something else. We don't know it's Olivia Green. And her memory, if it is her memories that are shot, she may not remember what she's hiding, if anything. So we'll mention Duncan's death, because we did before. Your memories of Hogwarts are all wrong, Professor. Rake Pick was forcing you, Jacob, and Duncan to look for the cursed vaults. And your memory of how Duncan died is wrong. It wasn't a draught of living death that killed him. It was... How dare you! Duncan was... special to me. Don't try and use his death to trick me. Just think about it. Would the Duncan you knew really drink a dangerous potion on a dare? He was actually forced to brew an erupting potion to try and break into a cursed vault, but it was unstable. An erupting potion? I need to take you to Professor Dumbledore. He'll be able to sort this out. All three of you need to come with me right now. We're going straight into the headmaster's office. What if OG stands for Professor Dumbledore? I guess probably not. The OG meaning the OG professor? Professor Green, have you brought more students in need of discipline? I'm afraid so, Professor. I caught these three breaking into my office. I see. Could this be related to the Wampus cat that was released in the courtyard? I suspect that is the case, Professor. Alas, poor Tim. To be used like this, a fitting distraction, but a potentially dangerous one. I used his sleeping charm on Tim easily enough. Professor Kettleburn is taking him back to the reserve. As for these three, only the headmaster could decide an appropriate punishment. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Professor Green. This was a grave violation of Hogwarts rules. We weren't trying to do anything wrong, Professor. We only wanted to retrieve Professor Green's memories. Memories? A box of memories was hidden in Professor Green's office, which used to be Professor Rakepick's office. It has to be the same box that Professor Rakepick mentioned in Azkaban. We think it contains Professor Green's memories from when she was working with R to find Farnaker's vaults. Was there such a box in your office, Professor Green? There was a box of vials, and I am a little confused about some things about my past. Especially regarding my friend Duncan's death, but that doesn't change the fact that these three broke into my office. Quite right, Professor Green. Regardless of the reason, that is a refraction or an infraction that cannot be overlooked. What's more, releasing a Wampus cat on school grounds was a reckless act that could have resulted in grave injury. Reckless acts seem to run in your family, Mr. Casey. This was a plan worthy of your father. About my father, Professor, I've been meaning to ask. We have much to discuss regarding your family, Mr. Casey, but now is not the time. Again and again, I have urged you to leave R and its members to the orders at the Ministry of Magic. Yet, you continue to ignore me, plunge yourself and your friend into dangerous situations. I cannot allow this behavior to go on any longer. This time, there will be consequences. I am afraid that I must consider expulsion for all of you. Expulsion? For breaking into the professor's office and letting a dangerous creature loose on school grounds. Expulsion from Hogwarts is an entirely appropriate punishment. You are free to plead your case, but I am not easily swayed. Can you just imagine if that happens? Kicked out of year 7, then we have to do it all over again? Year 7 will never end. If you expel me, can you at least not tell my parents? I'm thinking I'm probably gonna sway them. I'm sorry, everyone. This is all my fault, and now I'm gonna get expelled. Perhaps, perhaps not. There are factors that must be taken in consideration regarding your punishment. The dangers by R and the Crit Vaults have plagued our school and our students for some years. These dangers were not of your making, yet you risked all to thwart them time and time again. Does that mean I have decided not to expel you? Oh, thank you, Professor. Do not mistake my leniency for forgiveness, Mr. Casey. You will be punished appropriately. All of your parents will be informed of this incident. No, don't contact my dad. Your father has the right to know what happened to you, Mr. Casey. Is there some reason perhaps why I should withhold this information from him? He's unavailable. I'll tell you later. I don't think he knows, does he? I can't talk about it right now. Perhaps I could explain it to you later. Yes, another time will be more appropriate. We have much to discuss on this topic. But for the time being, I must send him an owl informing him of your actions. It is my duty as a headmaster. In addition to informing your parents, all of you will be receiving no small amount of detention. Finally for me, Mr. Casey, I will require a promise. No matter the circumstances, you are not to violate any more school rules, even to defeat R. You will be a model student until your graduation, and I will not be ignored again. Understand? I understand, Professor. Very well. Now, on to the matter of the memories. Professor Green, if you wish to see what these vials contain, you are free to use my pensive at any time. Thank you, Professor, but I don't think that's a good idea right now. Whatever those memories may or may not show me, I'm not ready for it. I need some time to think about this. Understandable. I will have the box retrieved from your office and stored here, should you change your mind. If that is all, I ask that you leave me, and to remember what I've said here today. We will, Professor. One moment, Mr. Casey. Meet me in the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom later. We need to talk. Professor, before you say anything, I wanted to explain. Something just isn't right. I promise I will not break into your office again. No, Casey, something isn't right with my memories. What you said about Duncan being killed in an accident, that's not how I remember things, but the way you described it sounds more like the Duncan I knew. I was told that R pressured Duncan to brew a powerful irrelevant potion to break into a cursed vault. But the potion wasn't stable, and there was an explosion. The way I remember it, Duncan died after drinking an experimental draught of living death potion on a dare. But the more I think about it, the less it makes sense. Duncan wasn't the type to act on impulse. The mind is a curious thing, Casey. It can be so strong and yet so fragile at the same time. I can't shake the feeling that you're onto something. What do you know about memory tampering? I learned Obliviate the Memory Charm to help my friend Talbot a while back. But memory tampering isn't the sort of thing we cover in our normal classes. Yes, Obliviate can be used to erase memories, but creating false ones is much more of a difficult task. If my mind really has been tampered with, and those vials contain my genuine memories, what if I view them and I don't like what I see? What if the person I was there is someone I don't want to be? You're afraid to find out whether you're working with R. If R is half as bad as you say, Casey, then I would hate to find out that I was purposely helping them. The past doesn't define you. We'll be watching just in case. R may not be so bad. Maybe. But the way they've been building up R this entire time, you gotta think she's pretty bad. But I'll go with that because it's the point. We're learning more about R every day, but there's still a lot we still don't know. It could even turn out that their goals aren't so different than ours, just their methods. If R's methods led to Duncan's death, then they're not something I want to be a part of, Casey. Whatever your memories hold, they might be the only way to find out what really happened in the past. I'm still not sure, Casey. I don't know if the truth is worth the price. Well, that's what we're going to talk about. By the way, I'm actually talking about Rake Pick, not R, but I keep kind of lumping them together still. You make a good case, Casey. I understand why you feel that this is so important. But I still don't know. Maybe I'm just afraid still. There's something else I haven't told you that might change your mind. Tell her about your dad leading R. Tell her about Rowan's death. Tell her about Jacob being trapped. Oh, yeah, she wouldn't know that, would she? About Rowan's death. My first friend at Hogwarts, Rowan Connor, was killed by Professor Rakepick, who was working for R. R charged Rakepick with finding the cursed vaults, just as it was when you were at Hogwarts. I can't let Rowan's death be in vain, so I want to know everything about Ard's past and their future plans. That's terrible. I'm sorry. I guess we both experienced tragedy in our lives. I can see why you feel my own memories would help shed light on the past, Casey. I have a lot to think about. I know this can't be an easy decision. No, I've made up my mind. I'm going to view the memories. I just need to think about how I'm going to deal with whatever truth my memories may contain. Give me some time to prepare. I'll let you know when I'm ready. I understand. Thank you, Professor Green. Please, call me Olivia. We can stick to that, as long as you don't break into my office again. I promise, Olivia. I should go let Jacob know about everything that has happened here today. Tell your brother hello for me. One way or another, I have a feeling I'll be seeing him again soon. Yeah, just Jacob and all this as well. So yeah, that is it for chapter 44. So it will be interesting to see what is on them. And again, we don't know if it's her memories or not. It just says OG. It could be anything. Maybe it's not Olivia Green. We're gonna find out. I get a feeling it may not be her memories. Just a guess. If it's not, whose are they? We'll find that out very shortly, hopefully, or maybe in a month, because that's how long the chapters seem to be taking. And Harry Potter, Hogwarts Mystery. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.